Hello, my name is Rana Tari, and I'm here to advocate the right to minimize pressure when it comes to standardized testing. Whether it's for students or teachers or even parents, the community goes through so much to try and make it through. Speaking as someone who has taken standardized tests back when I was in school, I was never really great at it because of the amount of pressure our instructors were holding against us to go above and beyond passing them. I always felt this doom every year when the time came to take them. Throughout the school year, all the studying that led up to it wasn't as bad. But there are always something about being forced to pass these tests or else face pretty negative consequences to them. And so I made it my mission to advocate for these students and the pressure that they have to deal with because of these tests. Trying to disperse the test altogether would be next to impossible. So I figured a way that would suffice, and that was to persuade test administrators and board members alike to try and alleviate these pressures that our community is going through. As of the 2018-2019 school year here in A-Leaf District, we've had about 45,423 students to which have held an accountability rate of a B, and their risk of dropping out rate at about 79.4%. Most district officials blame it on the educational testing service company that scores these tests. It doesn't reflect academic skills of high school students. However, these high-stakes pressure that are put on the students tend to make them perform poorly and therefore tend to get left behind the system. It is our job as educators to ensure that they feel safe and prepared for these tests, but rather in fact, we too feel the pressure for our students to perform well or else risk the chance of losing our job. Going around my community, I was able to get the perspective of many of those who felt that very pressure from those tests and was able to come to the conclusion that although these tests are nothing short of a nightmare for the students, it is still required by not only the teachers to implement them, but by the state as well, to measure and understand whether students have the capability to progress within their educational career. However, I do not condone the fact that they are only measured by this particular test and nothing else. It is my belief that they should have other opportunities and other ways to be tested on their skills, rather than relying on only one means of testing. Each student learns differently from the other, and it seems unfair to them to base their knowledge on one particular test instead of testing those skills through other means. Perhaps then they wouldn't feel as much pressure to perform well on their tests and will gain the confidence to pass them. Thank you for your time.